clarification. Can I go to another issue of safety? Could you tell me if CASA has any record of incidents or accidents in Australia arising from pilots who have a colour vision deficiency?
I'll have to take that on notice, Senator.
Okay. Are you aware of the case Commonwealth versus Denison in the late 80s?
I'm not personally, Senator, no.
Okay, that was a case where there was a trial case essentially put up to determine whether pilots who have a colour vision deficiency should be able to operate in night operations, RPT operations, commercial operations, and it was found that they could. In fact, a whole new test was devised, the tower gun test, to clear that, and we've now had pilots who've been flying for a number of years, thousands of hours in RPT aircraft, single pilot operations with multifunction displays, very safely. To my understanding, no incidents. Can you confirm, is it correct that CASA is looking to review that on the application of one of the pilots who seeks to become a captain, exercising the rights of his ATPL on the basis of the safe flying record, and that CASA is looking to challenge that and obstruct that in the AAT?
My understanding is, Senator, that following on from an AAT decision about colour blindness and or colour deficiencies, it may very well be the case you refer, but I'm not sure. CASA now allows pilots to fly with colour deficiency up to a commercial pilot licence standard. Mm-hmm. Now, to my knowledge, we're the only major regulator in the world that allows that. Certainly the FAA does not allow that, neither does Canada, and the ICAO standards don't allow that. I believe the matter that is before the AAT, and I'll defer to my General Counsel if necessary, involves a pilot applying now to go not only from commercial, but he wants an airline transport pilot licence, which already we're out ahead of the world on this. So the actual matter is before the AAT, and so I prefer not to comment on that until we get a result. But as I say, we're very liberal with this already compared to ICAO and the rest of the world.
I recognise that, and if you look at Australia's aviation history with things like DME and TVASI, we've led the world on a number of occasions, and the rest of the world now thanks us for that. My concern is that there is considerable talk and concern within the industry that CASA is not only seeking to prevent this person exercising the privileges of an ATPL, but is in fact seeking to wind back the decision to pre-1989, pre the Denison case, to realign itself with the FAA and other people. And I'm just trying to understand whether there is in fact that intent, but also if the evidence base is very clear both in the Denison case and in the thousands of hours of flying since that pilots can operate safely, then on what basis, what is the safety case for not actually allowing someone to exercise those privileges of an ATPL?
The exact nature, again, as I said, of the AAT proceedings, I prefer not to talk about. Senator, we will take on notice your question about whether we're attempting to withdraw anything. I think the issue around medical standards are that quite a lot of these medical standards, of course, are not set by CASA. In fact, the vast majority, we don't set any medical standards. We use whatever the expertise in that particular area says is the requirement, unless we have good reasons to go otherwise. The fact that we've had many years, and I'll assume for the moment we haven't had incidents or accidents, as I say, I will check that on notice. I think we're in a situation where to go even further, we would need more than a safety case. We'd most probably need medical science to tell us that that's approved, or that's most probably not too far. As I said, we're already out in front of the world on this. So we're not actively trying to stop anybody doing anything, but we do have to exercise some degree of caution.
Okay. Well, I'll look forward to your answer on that. You have probably been watching, I'm assuming, the monitor for the proceedings from CASA.
Yes, Senator. I think I heard most of it.
Okay. Would you be able to tell the committee, are there any incidents that you're aware of, accidents or incidents or concerns that have been brought to ATSB's attention about pilots with a colour vision deficiency or incidents that have occurred because of a pilot's colour vision deficiency in Australia?
I'm not aware, Senator, of any investigations we've undertaken where a contributing factor to an accident was a colour vision deficiency. My colleagues may have a different view.
No, I'd have to take it on notice to do a search of the database to see if we have any
We'll
occurrences on record.
search our database to confirm, but we're reasonably certain, I think, that we haven't got one of those.
Sure. Okay. No, that would be great if you could do that. And I don't know whether you have the information, perhaps it's actually CASA, I should have asked this, but an indication of how many pilots are actually operating on a licence with a CVD?
We wouldn't have that information, Senator.
Wouldn't have that?
That's a licensing issue for CASA.
Yeah, no, okay. Should have gone back to them on that.